Missouri State Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome to Inside the Den with Coach Beard. Brought to you by Highland Dairy. Snack, fuel, go with Highland Dairy. Locally made, naturally delicious. Murney Associates, your local real estate experts. Midwest Ford Dealers. Midwest Ford Dealers are driven by value. Official partner of the Missouri State Bears. Find your local Midwest Ford dealer at Ford.com. And by Big Shots Golf. Play on. Let's go! Now, here's your host, Corey Riggs.
And we are thrilled to welcome you back to Big Shots Golf. It is another week of Inside the Den with head coach Ryan Beard. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed a great weekend of family and football, and whether it was time at the lake or time in Southern California, it was a great weekend to be together and celebrate this holiday. We get back after being out on the West Coast for a couple of days and get to sit down and talk about Missouri State's first foray into FBS football. And as we do that, we introduce the head coach of the Bears, Ryan Beard. Coach, it was a great trip. Great trip out to the West Coast. It was a hard game. Everybody knew it was going to be a hard game. This is a different level of competition that the Bears are into with the schedule that you've got this season.
Yeah, absolutely, Corey. It was a great trip. The USC fans and their organization, they are first class in every way of the word. They treated us with respect. They made sure we were taken care of. And Corey, there's levels to this, my man. You know, when you talk about going FBS and G5 and then Power 4 and then the top level of Power 4, you got to view about an $18 million roster on that field, which is pretty impressive. You know, and we talked about things during the week, about things that you have to do in order to keep those kinds of games close. Unfortunately, at times we weren't able to do those with, again, tackling efficiency, not being able to get off the field on defense. Then we had some untimely turnovers that produced 14 points itself. You can't do that when you're playing that caliber of a roster, and we know that, but we're definitely excited to be moving on to the Marshall game. Missouri
State took on USC the first time the two programs have ever met, 73-13 the final. The announced attendance was 62,841 in a stadium that holds over 77,000. I'm not sure that I felt like there were that many people there, but there is no doubt that is going to be the largest crowd we will see this season.
Yeah, it was such a fun environment. It's always to get back up to that level and just feel the excitement, the energy in the stadium, and that is quite the spot to play. So we were fortunate for that.
We take you through our weekly recap. It's brought to you by Mercy. Mercy, your life is our life's work. You told us right off the jump, if you won the toss, you'd go take the ball and you'd try get the offense out there and get rolling. You were able to do that. Jacob Clark gets a good opening drive. Yusuf Obeid gets one of two field goals, and to start the game, it is 3-0 Bears. I would imagine the sideline felt pretty good at that point in time.
It was a great first drive. I mean, we called our shot. We talked about it even on the radio show. We told you what we were going to do. We went and did it. And to be honest, even the first drive of the defensive, part of the game was pretty, encouraging, because the first play of the game, obviously their quarterback is an elite athlete. We have about two guys right on him in the backfield. Can't bring him down for 10 yards sack.
I know Devon Townley was right there. I felt like he maybe even got a hand on the jersey.
Yeah, Cooper Roy forced him out of the pocket. Devon Townley was there. We had a free running linebacker at him, and we just couldn't get him down. And they sustained the drive, got some points there. Still felt like we were in pretty good shape. And then unfortunately for us later in the game, it started getting away from us. But that's kind of what you see when you see, the backups getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. People talk about a drop-off normally when the 2s and 3s come in. Well, the only drop-off at that university is the practice squad players, which are still getting paid about $100,000. So it's just a totally different level. It's something that we have to get used to in the sports climate that we're in right now. And it's different. It used to be the old, everybody's pretty equal. Not so much right now.
But they also could treat you different, and I don't know what your experience was on the field. I know what my experience was in the press box. and it was first class the whole way. I don't know that I've ever been treated or catered to as well as I was by the sports information folks and the facilities staff there at the LA Memorial Coliseum.
Yeah, they did a tremendous job for a football team. We had more security than we knew what to do with. They made sure we had everything in the locker room set up and made sure it was clean and taken care of. And again, every single way of the word that you can say, first class, every resource known to man, that is the tip of the ice, or the tip of the spear, obviously, with the Trojans.
Sure. Or the sword.
Yeah, the sword. So it was a good experience for our players. Obviously, we wish we could have come out with a little different outcome, but such is life. Sometimes you got to put it away and move forward.
Look at the positives now. One being your returning freshman All-American kicker from a year ago, Yusuf Abid. You didn't get him any chip shots. Both of them were 40-plus yard field goals. He knocked them both through. You were working with a freshman deep snapper that got to have his collegiate debut at the LA Memorial Coliseum. Talk to me about Yusuf and that unit.
Yeah, Yusuf was absolute nails. He has a really good mindset about him. He has confidence in himself. He knows that he's going to go out and hit the field goals when we need them. And then you laughed at me. Everybody in here laughed last week when I said, talking about Mitch having ice in his veins. They were like, what is Coach talking about? He really did. I mean, for a young 18-year-old young man to go in there and have his first ever snap in the Coliseum, when I mean, they brought 4 in the A-gap, so the pressure was on, and he knew it. And he snapped it, had great protection all night, and did a really, really nice job.
Well, when you tell me that that's somebody that you'll go to war with, I know what to expect, and I was impressed by that young man. I tell you what, let's talk about our Bud Light play of the game in this one. Bud Light, a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. There were times when USC got the big play against Missouri State, but Missouri State did get one of their own, a 33-yard touchdown pass from Jacob Clark to a true freshman in Tristan Gardner. His first catch, his first touchdown at the LA Memorial Coliseum. And I don't know if someone slipped. I'm sure you could tell me what happened, but he couldn't have been much more wide open than he was.
Yeah, it was great. That was one of their only busts of the night, and so we just so happened it was on a 4th down that we really, really needed. And Tristan is a special kid. I don't know if you've got to be around him, but he is going to be a phenomenal football player here. I'm going to call my shot. He's going to be, before he leaves, he will be an All-American for the Missouri State Bears.
All right. Talk to us. Let's talk about the other side of the ball then a little bit too, as far as the defense goes. We've talked about the price tag that comes with the USC team. A lot of that money is spent on the offensive side of the football. I thought Lane and Lemon are as talented a wide receiving duo as you will see all year. And you said all along there's been a lot of people that kind of are underselling Maava, and he 100%. Looked as good as you thought he would.
100%. And we've talked about that first play a few times already, Corey, and just his ability, like we talked about, to see pressure, see the angles of which he has to depart to distribute the football to his playmakers. I mean, he is a really, really talented young man. And then again, once he puts it in the playmakers' hands, they don't like to go down. You have to make sure you rally to the football. And one thing that we had to clean up today with our defense is just simple leverage points. When you're playing those caliber of athletes, you can't take the same angle that you would take with a guy at one of our local high schools. You have to take an advantage angle that puts you in a position to where, he's 4-2, 4-3 all day. You got to be able to go cut off and save touchdowns.
When going back through the film, then you look at the angles. I know a lot was made about missed tackles. Was it just kind of the size of these guys, or is it just a technique thing that needs to be worked on?
I think it was probably a combination. I think that, again, when you're playing that caliber of athlete, you feel like you have to do more than you actually do. When you can normally take the extra step and put your pads on somebody, you feel like you have to dive because he's separating so quickly. When in reality, you're closer than you think. You just take the extra step and run through the ball carrier. We had a good talk about that today with our entire defense. And one thing that we do in our football program is we're honest. like deadly honest. We got the whole defense together, showed them on film, the good, the bad, the ugly. The only way to learn and grow is to work right through the pain and face it face to face. So we had a really constructive meeting today, and I'm excited about getting back to work on Tuesday.
It'll be a good work as Missouri State prepares for the Thundering Herd. Marshall is the next team on the Bears schedule. That game is scheduled for 5 o'clock next Saturday. The Bud Light Countdown to Kickoff show will begin at 4:30. You can listen to the broadcast throughout the Ozarks on KWTO 101.3 FM Real Country, or you can download the free Varsity Network app, or you can use a Missouri State Radio Network affiliate in your local area. If you don't know where one close to you is, you can go online and visit MissouriStateBears.com for a list of network affiliates. When we come back, we'll get to our first Under the Helmet segment of the night as we talk to one of the Bears' defensive captains for 2025 as Kanye Young will join us here at the broadcast desk. But for now, you're listening to Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Glenstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly coaches show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at BigShotsGolf.com. Play on.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Wilson Logistics is proud to be the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. You'll see us on the road this year, hauling the Bears football equipment and supporting all Missouri State athletes. Wilson Logistics is a family-owned company based right here in Springfield, Missouri. We offer a paid CDL training program for those that want to become a professional truck driver. Learn more at wilsonlogistics.com/training.
At Parkcrest Dental Group, we've been proudly serving the community for over 50 years by creating healthy, confident smiles that last a lifetime. From general dentistry to pediatric care, orthodontics, and more, we make it easy for the whole family to get the care they need, all in one convenient location. Whether it's your child's first visit or you're ready to restore your own smile with dental implants, we're here to help you maintain confident smiles. Trust the team that's been keeping Springfield smiling for generations. And go Bears!
Welcome back to Inside the Den here at Big Shots Golf on the north side of Springfield. Our show tonight is brought to you in part by our friends at Price Cutter. Price Cutter, keeping it local since 1967. Corey Riggs back with you here now as we get ready for our first of two Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet features. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters, member FDIC. Our first guest is the senior linebacker out of Menifee, California. His name is Kanye Young. Kanye, thanks for taking the time to join us tonight, man.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, tell me, let's start with this. Before we get into your past and how you came to Missouri State, let's talk about this USC game and the homecoming that it was for you, an opportunity. You're one of about 5 Bears on the roster that's a native of California. What was it like getting to go back home? And when you came to Missouri State back in 2023, did you really think that that would be a possibility?
Oh, well, first, it felt good to go back. I was opened up with open arms. You know, a lot of my people came back, show out, high school peoples, especially my family, my dad's side and my mom's side. But I didn't think I was going to have the chance to come back and play, especially at the Coliseum, so it was a good time.
Say, was that a building that you thought about playing growing up as a kid?
It definitely was. My dad used to take me there, watch some practice games and some games.
Well, it was a lot of fun to see you get to play there. How big was the ticket request? How many friends and family did you have come out to the stadium?
I thought it was 25, but after looking back at some of the pictures, I think it might have been closer to 40 or 50.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
See, so like everybody, like your family, guys that you grew up playing with.
Yeah, high school folks, people I played basketball with growing up. Everybody came out.
How many different sports did you play growing up as a kid?
Just football and basketball. Never really did track much, but I definitely cycled between the two.
Okay. Well, talk about your path to Missouri State. Out of high school, you prepped at Heritage High School there in Menifee for the Patriots. You ended up going to Reedley College. How far away from home was that for you? Because I know it's there in California.
Yeah, it's still in California, but it's a little drive. I think it was around 5 to 6 hours, depending on traffic. So my folks was able to come to some games, but not every game.
So what was the recruiting process like that landed you there?
Out of high school, I didn't get no offers for real, but
okay.
I got reached out to by Coach Hart, down in Reedley, and went down. I liked the environment, I liked the culture, and so that's how I ended up there.
So you end up with what, about a sack and a half, I think a couple of fumble recoveries, an interception. You're kind of check marking each of the boxes that 1 year there. How quickly did you know that you were going to be one and done there and go somewhere else?
I was pretty surprised. My coaches there, they got a good recruiting format. They know what they're doing. And so when I got the call from Missouri State and they gave me the I took it.
Who was the first coach that you talked to from the Bears?
I think it was Coach Fishbag. I don't know where he's at right now, but he gave me a call and he broke the good news to me.
So now how hard was that telling the family you were going to go from 5 hours away to half the country away to a place? I'm going to guess you'd never been to Southwest Missouri before.
Yeah. The farthest I've been was probably Arizona or Washington. So coming out here in the Midwest was definitely an adjustment. And the family, they were surprised, but they were happy that I was able to go play ball somewhere.
So what was that first year like? You were here, your first year was in 2023. You played in 7 games that season. You got a couple of starts. What do you remember from your first year as a Bear?
To be honest, it was just a whole different experience coming from JUCO to going to Division I. Coach Reggie was my coach at that time, so I took a lot of what he gave to the game and implemented in mine. It was just hard-nosed football and just going to find the ball.
Going to find the ball.
Yep.
So then you get another year under your belt. Let's fast forward now to this year. You played the last 2 years. This year now you're voted a team captain. What does that mean to you? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel great. I feel like, my hard work has been being rewarded. And so being able to be voted by my peers and the coaches, it's a good feeling.
Say, are you doing anything different now that you're a captain? Do you feel like you have to act a certain way or behave differently now that you've got that C on?
I don't think I had to. Doing what I did got me here, and so I just kept doing what I knew. But I did put a little foot to the metal a little bit and put in some extra work to make sure they chose the right person.
That's good. That's good. We're talking to Kanye Young, first of our 2 Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet features. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. So preparing for this season, what was fall camp? What was that experience like for you? And what's maybe something that you're really focused on that you're trying to improve on this season?
This season, something I really need to improve on would, I definitely have to say my block destruction, just techniques, cleaning up when to do this and when to do that. We got something called clear cloudy, and so if I could just tweak some things a little bit here and there, I think I'll be good for the rest of the season.
Where does that come into the game as far as you're just talking about the ability to be able to get off the block, get free again?
Yeah, so like when the lineman comes up, clear cloudy, can I go over top, can I go under, what move should I make? It's usually pretty quick, especially at USC. Them big guys can move, so I had to think fast.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about what that competition level was. I know everybody wants to have the opportunity when you are good at something, whether it's football or whatever as a professional. You want to measure yourself up against the best. How did you feel like you came out after working against those guys that were that big, that fast, that strong, and as Coach Beard has pointed out, that highly rewarded for being all those things?
Yeah, it felt good. They definitely thrived in areas, especially the speed and size, but being able to go out there and make plays against those cats makes me, high hopes that I can do some great things this year against other people.
Inside the Den tonight is brought to you by Pinnacle Sign Group, a proud supporter of your Missouri State Bears. So switching gears now, USC in the rear view, now getting ready for Marshall, then SMU. What was that film breakdown like for you guys right now? I know there were definitely some things that you guys came out of that wanting to work on this week as you get ready to go to the other side of the country.
After watching the film, there's a lot of things we need to clean up, but it's nothing crazy. It's just fundamentals, technique, playing with heart, and just hustle. You got to hustle, man.
Coach mentioned in the first segment talking about angles and angles of attack and how those have to change based on the quality of the opponent. How important is that versus, say, that technique on tackling? Because I felt like there were some missed tackles in the game that you guys wanted back.
Mm-hmm. I think the angles football is a game of angles, to be honest. So if we're able just to go step on toes and just fly at their feet or their hips, that's going to change a lot, especially with the broken tackles. We slow down a lot. And so if we could just change that, go out there and attack, everything's going to change.
Before I let you go, what's your favorite part of this game? What do you love about football?
I love a lot about it. I honestly can't pinpoint what I love the most, but I love being able to go out there with my brothers. Everybody puts in work, and so just knowing you're not alone out there and you can go to war with somebody you trust, that's a good feeling. You had quite a bit of turnover in that linebacker room from last year to this year. How are the guys coming together now? I think we got a pretty good base. Everybody mingles pretty well. Everybody gets along. I feel like there's some things that we can do a little better, like team bonding and stuff. But I think everybody gets along pretty well. Well, that's good. I think the captain will probably continue to work on that throughout the year, right? Yes, sir. All right, man. Kanye Young, thank you so much for the time. Bears defensive captain and linebacker, everybody. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go to the offensive line. Cash Hudson will join us after this. This is Inside the Den on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
It's 6:30 and the branch is closed.
Yep.
And you couldn't find your debit card.
Nope.
But you're going to get cash.
Yep. Cadence Bank Live Teller has extended hours, and I can get cash from my account with my driver's license.
My bank can't do that.
Nope.
With over 300 Live Teller locations with extended hours, there's opportunity here. Find a Live Teller near you at cadencebank.com/Live Teller. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues. Silverado, Trailblazer, Trax, and Blazer EV.
Well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 when you finance with GM Financial. Plus an additional $3,000 total cash allowance on select in-stock Silverado 1500 crew cab models. Chevrolet, together let's drive. 0% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 8.7%. Must finance with GM Financial. Down payment required at signing if applicable. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Savings based on bank rate of 5.4%. 15% of vehicles in stock. The longest as of 8/4/25. While supplies last, see dealer for details. Tax, title, license, dealer fees, extra. Dealer sets final price. Taking retail delivery by 9/2/25.
Football's back. Coach Beard and the Bears are ready to charge into Conference USA. Jeff Gervilius from your Missouri State Bookstore, your go-to spot for all things bear wear and tailgating. We've got the latest gear for game day, including official athletic apparel from Adidas. Whether you're shopping for Bear Cubs or proud alumni, we've got something for the whole family. Stop by the bookstore, check out one of our 5 stadium locations on game day, or shop anytime at shop.MissouriStateBookstore.com. Your Missouri State Bookstore, a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Go Bears!
Parkcrest Dental Group is a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. We believe great smiles build confidence, whether you're on the field, in the stands, or around town. Our team makes it easy for athletes and families alike to keep their smiles strong and healthy with comprehensive dental care and service through every stage of life. We're honored to continue to support our community and our athletes. Go Bears!
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACDA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
We continue here at Big Shots Golf with Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard on the Missouri State Radio Network. Tonight's show brought to you by the great team at Wilson Logistics, the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. And in the case of the football team, Wilson Logistics moves the Bears' gear each and every week on the road, and we thank them for that. And Max, when are they even going to get back? When does the truck get back, or when did the truck get back? Got back today. So football game on Saturday night, and the truck got back on Monday. That is a long haul, 1,609 miles, or at least that's what my iPhone told me, to get from downtown L.A. back to southwest Missouri. Time now for our second Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet feature. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC, as we talk to another one of the Bears captains tonight. He is the Bears center, the quarterback of the offensive line. His name is Cash Hudson. Cash, thanks for being on with us, man.
Thank you. Appreciate having me here.
Well, what were your takeaways from USC? Let's start there. Say we kind of talked with Kanye at the end there. I know you guys got to see some film, but those were some big guys from USC, and I thought your unit, the offensive line, did a good job of opening up holes. There were times when the running game was very effective, and you kept Jacob about as clean as you could for the night.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to any offense, you want to really try to establish the run game to open up the pass game. So I think that when we developed the run game at an early page, it kind of opened up the pass game as we went on. They threw a lot of different things at us. We schemed up a lot of things that they threw at us, and they threw some new things at us. It just really comes down to practice. Coach Halpin did a great job preparing us for this game. We knew we were going to be maybe undersized in people's minds, but, there's a will, there's a way. It all comes down to effort and technique at the end of the day, getting inside a guy's chest and just see who's going to, want it at the end.
Not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog, right?
Exactly.
Well, we talked a little bit earlier today at the media availability, and I wanted to ask you again just about the overall vibe for a player, whether it's you, whether it's Kanye. For Kanye, it was kind of a homecoming. Did you ever think you'd get a chance to play a game in the L.A. Memorial Coliseum?
No, it's honestly something that you see when you're a little kid. You see such a great stadium. Just, you want to be a part of that. You want to see the fans and everything like that, especially to be a Bear and come there and represent Missouri State at a national level, be on Big Ten Network, just kind of glow, just put our brand out there. It gave us great exposure, and honestly had a great time out there.
You know, Coach Beard and I talked about it, I think, on the pregame, and there was even a segment on College Game Day last Saturday about Missouri State and USC. Missouri State playing their first FBS game. That was on the final episode of College Game Day with Lee Corso. That's probably got to be the highest ratings that show has done in a lot of years. And they were talking about you guys. It's got to make you kind of push your chest out there just a little bit further now.
Yeah, it's great to see, you know, Missouri State brand. Ever since I got here as a freshman, it was kind of hard. People would be like, you know, who's Missouri State, who's this, who's that. Coach Beard's done a great job helping us get the brand out here, as well as our athletic director Patrick as well, just putting us at the national level, getting us that exposure. You know, brings in boosters, brings in people, brings in the community, brings in love, and with love, you know, we're going to start winning games.
You were a standout center in high school over in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Remind people what was your high school experience like, and then how did you make your way to Springfield?
So my high school recruitment was pretty bad, to be honest with you. Obviously, COVID hit. There was a lot of transfers. The transfer portal swept my recruiting underneath the rug. Kind of came in late. I think it was at the beginning of June. I got overlooked in high school a little bit, but I was just a little undersized center, but I loved to pancake people. It was just fun seeing people on their back. I really like defense, which is kind of funny. Defense was one of my favorite things, but my coach wanted me to play offense. So I was so mad that I was playing offense that I was like, I'm going to try to tackle these guys in my head.
You can still hit people.
Yeah, and I was like, this is kind of fun. And I go, I'm kind of good at this. And so ever since then, Missouri State's just taken a chance on me. Coach Halpin took a chance on me. He showed me a lot of love, care. They gave me a lot of food, put some weight on me. And he was like, we expect a return, and hopefully that's what I've been giving them.
Well, when you look at your resume to this point, I think that they've gotten the return they were looking for. Phil Steele, freshman All-American team, first team in 2023, All-Missouri Valley Football Conference in 2024, and now you're voted a team captain, which shows how much the rest of your guys think about you. So I think that says that they've already gotten that investment back in what you're doing for them. I've got kind of an odd question for you. At what age does one figure out their alignment? I figure everybody grows up like wanting to be like the quarterback or the running back, right? Were you ever the quarterback or the running back, or were you always a big guy, always trying to protect the little fast guys?
I was always a big guy. I loved cookies as a little kid. That's just, there's no lie about that. I was a double X, what they call it in Little League football, and I'd have to go way into my underwear. And my mom would hold my breakfast for me so I wouldn't be over a pound. And so I'm standing there weighing into my underwear. All these kids are trying to make weight just so they could play at that level.
Yeah.
I'm standing in my underwear just so I can play with my friends and my teammates who are the same age as me. So I've always been a big guy, and my dad's just like, you know you're an offensive lineman. That's just what you are. And so ever since then, I just grew up, played offensive lineman. My freshman year in high school, I got moved out to tackle, played one snap or starting center, got a concussion, and then they moved me back to center, and ever since then, I've never played another snap outside of center.
Inside the Den tonight, brought to you by the Doubletree by Hilton Springfield, located at Glenstone and Kearney, where a warm cookie always awaits your arrival. I don't want to ask you how much more difficult it is to play center than it is to play tackle or guard, but what makes playing center different from the other two spots on either side of you on the line?
First thing I'd have to say is snapping the ball. I mean, it's something that people think is a given, but it does start the play off every time. You know, a bad snap can start the whole play, start a whole drive. It can finish a drive right where it starts. I pride myself in that. I do a lot of snaps with Jacob. We got a really good connection under that. Even shotgun snaps, under center snaps. Under center snaps might seem easy, but when you go with a different quarterback, it's a whole different feel. So I pride myself in making sure I have great snaps for them so Jacob doesn't have to think twice about where the ball is going to be in his hands. And then another thing is just kind of getting depth, reading the inside linebackers, kind of seeing what they're doing. And then I also make the calls for the other offensive linemen. So I make the first call, whether we have like a Roger call where we have to slide to the line to the right. Then we got money on the backside, so they're man on forever on the backside D lineman. So I have to make my call first so the other offensive linemen know what to do. And then I hear the term quarterback of the offensive line, which was funny. So I guess I am technically a quarterback, so I'll take that. But, you know, just trying to, you know, get the guys riled up. I mean, I'm the head of the spear when you look at it like an arrow. So just trying to get the guys, telling them what to do, hearing what's going on, making sure everyone's in the right place.
What's this year's crew like as far as the offensive line?
Great group of guys. We've got a lot of returners. Bube, who's a new guy, he's really stepped up, had a great fall camp for us. He proved himself. He wants to be a starter, taking other guys' spots. We got Mark Hudson. We got Eric Cade, also known as Big E. You know, sometimes I forget his name's Eric. And then we got Christian Loiza, who I've been dorm mates with ever since my freshman year. So it's just pretty crazy. We were talking in the locker room the other day right before USC and just saying that from freshman and Hutchins, and now we're at the Coliseum in USC about to go take the field.
Yep, and you mentioned Bube Nabugu, one of the new offensive linemen. That was a name that I was poring over. I was really glad when he said, you could just shorten my first name down to Bube. That's what everybody calls me. I'm like, thank you. Thank you very much.
I feel the same way.
It's tough work. There was a couple of extra syllables in there. So what's top of the priority list as you turn your attention now to Marshall to take a step, that big step that a lot of teams try to take from week 1 to week 2 for the offensive line?
It's really just execution. We'll have like a couple great plays, and then we have one play that sets us back. It's just, getting everyone on the same page. You could have 4 great blocks, and then your left tackle misses a block, or the center misses a block, and then you got to go on from there, and you just can't have those mistakes. We all got to be on the same page and know what our assignment is, detail, and then eventually it's got to be effort. You got to see who wants the ball more, who wants to go, who wants to win, and that's what it comes down in the fourth quarter.
Well, we will see how the Bears make those moves the next week when we get ready for our next matchup Saturday, as the Bears will take on the Thundering Herd of Marshall. Our Coaches Show tonight is brought to you by Kohl's. Kohl's has back-to-school styles that'll spoil you and prices that you will love, from jeans and tees to sneakers and more. You can get it all at Kohl's and Kohls.com. How about a round of applause for the Bears offensive center, Mr. Cash Hudson? We will step aside, bring Coach Beard back in just a minute. You're listening to Inside the Den on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Windstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly Coaches Show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at BigShotsGolf.com. Play on.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you, because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready. An award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Wilson Logistics is proud to be the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. You'll see us on the road this year, hauling the Bears football equipment and supporting all Missouri State athletes. Wilson Logistics is a family-owned company based right here in Springfield, Missouri. We offer a paid CDL training program for those that want to become a professional truck driver. Learn more at wilsonlogistics.com/training.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACDA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Welcome back to Big Shots Golf, everybody, as we are back with Inside the Den after week 1 between Missouri State and USC. Don't forget, Missouri State's first home game of the season will be September 13th, their first ever FBS game at Plaster Stadium. They will take on the nationally ranked Mustangs of SMU. Tickets are available now. Just go online to MissouriStateBears.com/tickets. Coach, we'll start with Kanye. I feel like I wish that interview could have gone 15 minutes instead of 8 or 9 minutes, because I felt like he was just starting to get comfortable, and we were really going to get some good stuff from him.
Yeah, I love that about Kanye. Everybody thinks he's just some quiet cat with no personality, but he loves football. He's a joy to be around. He's funny. He just doesn't let you in very quickly. But once you're in, and he blossoms, man. It's so cool to be around him and seeing guys like that. So he's done a great job for our defense. He's become a vocal leader, kind of the pulse of our defense. So we're looking for him this week to help us take a big step. And then obviously Cash, been with us forever, doing a great job. When he first got here, we never thought that he would look or be the type of player he is. He had it in there. He just had to gain some weight, and he has worked tirelessly at it. I mean, tirelessly. There's some combinations of things that he could tell you that he's eaten that would probably make your skin crawl a little bit, but he got to that weight. He looks great. And you asked a great question to him about what makes center different. And what makes center so different is his brain and his intellect. You have to be thinking on every single play. You have to be able to get all of your linemen knowing what the protection is, identifying pressure. That's what gives Cash such an advantage, and his heart and love for football.
Now, I got to go back and ask you. He already said he loves cookies.
Yeah,
and that was a big part of it. So what combination of diet is that disconcerting? It's almost like you kind of bristled up when you said you wouldn't believe what this guy's had to eat and do.
Yeah, it gets into basically you just get your blender out and dump a whole bunch of stuff in there and blend it up into a shake and just chug them.
All right, you win.
That's kind of the old way. That's the old school way of gaining weight, and I know he has gone that route, and it's okay. It worked out. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right, Cash?
but that doesn't mean it's not gross.
No doubt. There's no doubt about that. And one thing I want to hit with those guys and the team in general before we move on to Marshall, one thing that was absolutely evident in the film is how close we are and how great of schemes we have on offense, defense, special teams. We're right there. It's just a matter of attention to the tiny, finite details and just cutting it loose and having courage to make plays. So, again, I know we talked already this morning, Corey, at Media Day, but I'm fired up about the week. I like our football team. I believe in our guys. So let's bring on Marshall.
We'll talk about Marshall in the next segment. Right now, we'll run through the Parkcrest Dental Group scoreboard around the Conference USA. Parkcrest Dental Group for over 50 years, putting smiles on your friends, families, and neighbors here in Springfield. A lot is made in the preseason polls about the Liberty Flames, and they got off to a good start, a 28-7 victory over Maine. Your alma mater, Western Kentucky, took North Alabama to the woodshed, 55-6 in that one. The Hilltoppers have come out and looked really good in their first two.
Yeah, they're explosive on offense. The quarterback can really rip it. He's a good player. Got some dynamic players out wide, too. So they're set to have a big year.
What is his connection? Jacob knows him, but I can't remember what the connection is between he and MacGyver.
They came out in the same recruiting class. They're from almost the same part of town.
Okay.
And they both have similar stories about going. They both went somewhere, then transferred again from FCS to FBS, all those different types of things. So it was cool to see those two guys kind of interact at Conference USA. As I was sitting there talking to Tyson, our two quarterbacks are talking. It was just a cool connection.
Meanwhile, Middle Tennessee didn't have as good of a start. They were at home hosting Austin Peay, but Austin Peay was able to get the 20-point victory, 34-14. La Tech blanked Southeastern, 24-0. Utah State was 12 points better than UTEP, 28-16, and New Mexico State took on Bryant, and the Aggies won 19-3. I do not see a matchup for any of those teams like yours.
Yeah, one stands out above the others, I think, in that. So, no, obviously, I think the paycheck was probably a little different too. There's some things that we have to do here to make sure that we are stable and ready to go, because I got a little chuckle with one of their associate ADs. He was talking about the $200 million upgraded facility they're going. I said, we're going to have the blueprints for ours. I know, really soon. So, that football-only space, baby. Get us out of that biology lab.
I didn't spend time in the biology lab in college. I definitely don't want to spend time in it now. So we definitely need an indoor training facility. That is for certain. I mentioned that not a lot jumped off the page in the case of those scores other than Missouri State playing USC. With that being said, FIU is going to play Penn State next week. So there are other Conference USA schools that have a similar schedule to the Bears.
Yeah, that's part of the deal. And one of the things, again, you get a little bit of a tough beat because, like, for instance, USC, they didn't have great press in the offseason. People were down on them a little bit. So they just opened up the checkbook and said, we're going to buy a new team, and they did that. And it's not like an FCS win anymore to where, they're going to take the gas pedal off. It's they want to get the win that looks the best on paper so that people can start talking about them again, and that's just the world we live in now.
Yep, it is a different world. It's a different world in L.A., and it's a different world when you're talking about Big Ten football like that. Let's talk about our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Fan questions of the night. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks are a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Stop into your Chevy dealer today. One question that I got off Twitter from earlier, Coach, is how does it feel to finally be out of camp and be into that weekly schedule of games? You've got your first game behind you now. How much comfort comes from getting into this sort of weekly routine now?
It's great. Routine is everything, and it's really important for our players as well to kind of get in the middle of, okay, this is who we're focused on this week. Here comes Sunday next week, and it's just over and over and over. And it's really important just for structure and process purposes because, again, you get what you emphasize, and they understand our process throughout the day. Toughness Tuesday, making sure on Wednesdays that we're working our situations. Perfect Thursday. Friday is walkthrough, and then we'll go try to win the game on Saturday. But it feels really, really good to be in. Obviously, this one was a little weird too because our kids got home at about 5:30, 6 a.m., got to lay their head down for a little bit, and then get back into the training room and get ready for the next week. But one thing about our players, and I cannot be more proud of them, they are resilient. Resilient as could be. They've been through a lot. They have a lot going on within where everybody meets all over campus. We're still trying to get them a bunch of these things. They never flinch. That's one thing I will say. They never complain. They never say, oh, why is this not what it should? Guys, they're here to play football, and they love Springfield's community, and they love being Missouri State Bears.
We talked about the consistency of this schedule being important to team support, whether it is from the coaching staff, whether it is on campus, or whether it's from your family. You had a bunch of your family out in L.A. with you. Support to get through the grind that is a college football season, these 12 games, it's important.
It's the most important because people don't see the price you pay to be in this game. They don't see the marriages, the funerals, the birthday parties that these kids miss that they have to not. They're never around their families. So we have to wrap our arms around them and become that family ourselves and try to make them the best people and players they can be because there's a significant price. And I think, like you said, when your family gets to go, like Kanye talked about his family, Cash's family is important to him. My own family is everything to me. So when you get to see and celebrate moments with people you love, there's nothing better.
We'll take one final break. When we come back, Coach Beard and I will talk about the upcoming opponent, the Marshall football team, as the Bears go from the West Coast to the East Coast. Right now, you're listening to Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues. Silverado, Trailblazer, Trax, and Blazer EV.
Well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 when you finance with GM Financial. Plus an additional $3,000 total cash allowance on select in-stock Silverado 1500 crew cab models. Chevrolet, together let's drive. 0% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 8.7%. Must finance with GM Financial. Down payment required at signing if applicable. Some customers may not qualify, not available with lease, and some other offers. Savings based on bank rate of 5.4%. 15% of vehicles in stock, the longest as of 8/4/25. While supplies last, see dealer for details. Tax, title, license, dealer fees extra. Dealer sets final price. Taking retail delivery by 9/2/25.
Touchdown Tuesday is back at the Missouri State Bookstore. After today's big game, keep the celebration going this Tuesday. Shop in-store or online at shop.missouristatebookstore.com for all your bearwear and tailgate needs. Because when the Bears score, you score. For every touchdown the Bears put on the board, you get 6% off your purchase, up to 30% off. So stock up, show out, and rep the Bears all season long. The Missouri State Bookstore, proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Go Bears!
At Parkcrest Dental Group, we've been proudly serving the community for over 50 years by creating healthy, confident smiles that last a lifetime. From general dentistry to pediatric care, orthodontics, and more, we make it easy for the whole family to get the care they need, all in one convenient location. Whether it's your child's first visit or you're ready to restore your own smile with dental implants, we're here to help you maintain confident smiles. Trust the team that's been keeping Springfield smiling for generations. And go Bears!
It's 6:30 and the branch is closed.
Yep.
And you couldn't find your debit card.
Nope.
But you're going to get cash.
Yep. Cadence Bank Live Teller has extended hours, and I can get cash from my account with my driver's license.
My bank can't do that.
Nope.
With over 300 live teller locations with extended hours, there's opportunity here. Find a live teller near you at cadencebank.com/live teller. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACTA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Welcome back one final time, everybody. Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard here every week on location at Big Shots Golf. Big Shots Golf is proud to be your entertainment destination for a tech-driven golf and elevated food and beverage experience. Join the E-Club to receive special promos at BigShotsGolf.com. Select the Springfield location. Play on. Coach Beard back with us one final time. And Coach, the preparation now starts for Marshall, and they've got a Conference USA coach from a year ago that's now guiding that offense, because this is kind of a complete overhaul. This team missed out on a chance to play in a bowl game. Their coaching staff and a large number of their players departed. A lot of them landed at Southern Miss.
Yeah, they had a wild offseason because they had so much success there. Everyone would have assumed that, the old coach, I think it's Coach Huff, would have got renewed and that he'd be staying there and creating more success there. But he made the decision to go to Southern Miss, and again, they lost like 60 guys from the roster. Brand new coaching staff. So it is kind of a hodgepodge when you talk about how to, scheme these guys up and what you kind of look like on film, you have to splice it from different places. You have to find the coordinator's film, what they do with the players on PFF and certain documents to try to find who they really are. And this early in the season, I don't think they really know. You know what I mean? So there's some challenges there for sure, but we do know that they want to run to win. They want to run the football. They want to run it out of multiple formations. You're going to get some Q run game, and then on the defensive side of the ball, they are going to load the box and try to stop the run at all costs, which I like.
Okay.
I like our quarterback. I like our skill guys there. So they will have to make a decision at some point. But hopefully, again, both sides of the ball can hold up, and Yusuf continues to have a great day on kicking field goals.
Meanwhile, you did have the opportunity to use both of your punters in that game at USC. Numbers were fairly similar, so it seems like nothing's really shaken itself out all that much. After camp, you had the opportunity to make a pick at starter. Anthony was good. But Stewart got in and had a chance to show what he could do and got off a couple of good, I think he averaged about 40 yards a punt.
Yeah, we basically told him Sunday in front of the whole team that we're going to open it up. I mean, whoever's punting best that week, that's going to be our punter. Keep it a competitive advantage and just make sure we can keep getting better.
Whoever has the hot hand, so to speak?
Absolutely, hot hand, and then because some days you have it, some days you don't. It's like your golf swing. So I'm glad we have two guys that can really rip it.
Now, I don't know what that means because I never have a good day for a golf swing. That's other people's problems. Meanwhile, James Blackstrain, any chance we see him back on the field for the Bears, or is it maybe another week, maybe the home opener with SMU?
He's going to be a game-time decision.
Okay.
But amongst friends, I would be saying that he'll probably get one more week.
Okay. And then we didn't talk about it off the top of the show when we were talking about the USC game, but there was one fairly critical early injury, that one being defensive lineman Gilles Chio. He looked to have turned an ankle, didn't come back into the game. What's his status?
Yeah, when you say early, you're not kidding. It was the first defensive snap, and it really did look bad on film. He got rolled over a little bit. We are checking in on the ankle. X-rays look good. We're going to get an MRI just to make sure the young man's okay, and then we'll go from there and make a decision on this weekend.
I get to call these games. Nobody has favorites, but he's kind of been one of my favorites just because one of those guys that's just willing to do whatever it takes for the team. This guy was an offensive lineman, converts to defensive line.
That's right.
He's just giving you everything he's got.
Yeah, he's the ultimate team guy. He's a sweetheart. He is like a gentle giant. Now, he probably couldn't hardly fit in that door. He's so wide, and he's got a big old barrel chest, but he is like as sweet as they come. He's gently spoken. He's a good kid, so I'm hoping we get him back as quickly as possible.
The Bears will be on the road again before coming home for that September 13th home opener against SMU. Don't forget to get your tickets at MissouriStateBears.com/tickets. Meanwhile, the Bears will take on the Thundering Herd. Game time, 5 o'clock. Bud Light Countdown to Kickoff show will start at 4:30. Sam Block and Tom Ladd will join me for the call on that one. Should be a lot of fun out there. You can listen on KWTO 101.3 FM locally in Springfield, or use the Varsity Network app, or find the Missouri State Radio Network affiliate in your area. That's all online at MissouriStateBears.com. Coach, thank you for the time. Thank you for a great trip to California, and cannot wait to hit the road again on Friday, and we'll see how things shake out at Marshall.
Sounds great. Just one more thing. Huge shout out to everybody from Springfield and all the other areas that our families are from for coming out to LA. I've had multiple people say how great of people our fans are and how excited they were, and just the sheer number. So Missouri State faithful, success is coming. You're doing it the right way. Just keep rocking with us. Go Bears.
Go Bears indeed. That's head coach Ryan Beard. Our thanks to him. Our thanks to Cash Hudson and Kanye Young for coming on the show tonight. And we will wrap this one up. I am Corey Riggs saying, remember, there's no state like MoState. We thank you for listening for Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard right here on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield. Good night, everybody.
Inside the Den with Coach Beard has been brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. The Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks are proud sponsors of the Missouri State Bears. Stop into your local Chevy dealer today. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And by Price Cutter, keeping it local since 1967.